A top 25 clash in the early season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see, the number 25 team in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Tigers will get this season underway as toe meets leather. Out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. Turning it on. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. First and 10. And off to Jones. And the ball's loose in the backfield. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
And all the visions and all the great things you anticipated happening for this fellow, like in the first carry you put it on the deck, like that is a frustrating start, man. What a momentum swing in this game, too. Early fumble, early turnover to get this thing rolling.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Loses 3. Second down.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking downfield, it's Hawkins. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. All right, guys, let's talk LSU. What does the top 5 ranking mean for week 1? Optimism, hope, maybe, David, an excuse for the other team's fans to rush the field if they knock you off?
Well, it means, first of all, absolutely nothing, because preseason rankings don't show up anywhere at the end of the season, but it means this team is talented. It means they're thought of highly. They got to go earn it, Jesse, and it starts today, but the talent obviously is all over the field.
The number in the preseason rankings means absolutely nothing. You saw Florida State recently start in the top 10. They won 2 games by the end of the year. So you've got to go earn it. Yes, you're talented. Yes, a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching you, and people are really excited. You've got an opportunity to do things really, really that are special this season, but you've got to earn it on the field.
Heading to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Tigers!
shows you on that play.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. And he's coming out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Offense to go back to work. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. If you turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. From the gun. Give on the inside. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. Snags it over the middle. Found enough room to cross the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. That's not enough to move the chains. It'll be 4th down. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early.
Makes a grab past the marker. And he's got enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 34. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere. Just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do. But, maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the 1st down. Nothing to worry about.
Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job on the D.
The Badgers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And this offense is clicking. Everything's moving. And the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy he's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, his offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is running with authority on this drive.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. Inside the 35. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Unloads to the wideout. Pulls it in. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. He wants to throw it again. And it's incomplete. He was looking to the end zone and trying to get 6.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to throw. It's O'Neal. They'll run the screen. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast. They force a negative play.
On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Wisconsin! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone. The extra point here would tie the game. And he tacks on the extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Buffalo needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Western New York behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by just 4 to Oklahoma State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Now, guys, when it comes to LSU, at some point with all of the transfer portal talk and guys going in and out, you can score one for continuity with this ball club, can't you, David?
That means your system and your culture is working, because these guys so often are just going for the next opportunity, the next bag of money. Nice job. They kept their guys that they recruited, that they love.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but these players really have bought in to this coaching staff and the message and what they're preaching. They all believe they can do something very special this season.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They want to run this quarterback. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down guys like that.
It's silly because even when it's a design play and it's a design run like here, fine. But then it's scramble plays and then it's passing plays. He's always a runner. Just exhausting.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And it's a fumble after that huge gain. And the defense got it. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. From the shotgun, the inside give. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. To the air. It's O'Neal. Quickly complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the Badgers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. And off to Jones. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. He's up to 51 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. And the Badgers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, I understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle.
Intercepted. Big play. Stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job by the defense closing it off and making the interception.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Scanning the field, it's Hawkins. Quick strike complete. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's patient, fights his way through all the traffic in the middle of the field, running that drag route, making it an easy completion for the quarterback.
The offense getting set for a 1st down from the 45. To the air on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Fires to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Got his man. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Might be changing the route. And back to the air on 2nd down. A strike downfield. Chopped out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, LSU!
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. A 69-yard touchdown drive. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Defense looks as if it's coming. Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Under fire. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to...
There he goes. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Badgers will kick it off to start the second half. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
And the Tigers can really attack on this second and short. This is a designed run. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. A costly penalty for this defense gives them a 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Hawkins. Throws to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle. It's Ramsey. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44.
That's a really nice job holding that pass in, and you think LSU has just been such a breeding ground in recent years for receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they all have the ability to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what this guy can do. You can line him up anywhere. He can run routes at all 3 levels of the secondary. The defense has to know where he is lined up every single play.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on 2nd down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole playbook.
And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. And what a throw to get it in there. And they've got it in business in the red zone at the 13.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Snags it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Duke was able to cap off a close one in Durham with a narrow victory. And that's the mark of a solid program. Pile up wins, build on games like these, and remain focused on the big picture. Never know what can happen when two good teams face off. And even the most plugged-in ACC fans have to be surprised by this one, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Leaves it with the running back. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Badgers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It was starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
That's a good-looking throw, and I know when we talk Wisconsin offense, we're always talking about running backs, but they've seen their fair share of QBs too. Darren Bevel back in my day, Scott Tolzien had some success, and then, of course, Russell Wilson also. This guy right now in this game, he needs to get himself into a rhythm, and if he gets there, he's dangerous.
Give him 105 yards on the ground, and with that run, he eclipses the 100-yard mark in this season opener. The Badgers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Badgers.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a...
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Handoff from the gun. Few things on offense as reliable as a tough power back as he plows his way ahead to the 33.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
Blocks it out of the air. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Offense tries to go RPO and hand off to the running back, but how about the defense up front? They're just too stout. They're not getting moved anywhere. They're able to make a big-time play.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. Guys, LSU has the lead here. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. Wide receiver going in motion. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
3rd down is money down. You got to find a way to execute and get the ball out and get it to your playmakers. That was the opposite of that. They got it to their playmakers, and they got absolutely nowhere. Lost yards on the play. 4th down now upcoming.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. He'll try to do it himself. Oh, he's got some space. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24.
You know, I think in this situation of the game, too, if I'm this guy, I'm thinking the same thing, right? I'm throwing and getting yards, and if it's not there, I'm going to take this game over myself with my legs. We're in the 4th quarter. We've got an opportunity, 1 possession down, to get back in this thing. I just got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen.
Nice job by the defense, just being very sound, understanding what they were seeing, and going and getting it. A lot of times these running backs force missed tackles and make you miss and make big plays. This defense did a good job of not letting that happen.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll move the wide receiver. Using his feet. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And a running game can be really hard to stop when you got so many guys that can do some damage. And this defense is taking some licks. This QB's made him look silly a couple of times, but they're starting to adjust. Gotta like that play right there, getting to him and getting him on the ground.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that 1st down. A run for the quarterback. Picks up enough to get them 1st and 10 from the 13.
Man, so nice to have a QB. When you need him in the moments, can get those big 3rd down conversions with his legs. He does it here. He showed you the wheels some today, but a nice job late in this football game when you really need it.
The Tigers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. From the red zone, looking for a man. Going for 6. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
And drops hurt as it is. But when you drop it and you know you just missed out on a touchdown, those really sting. And those concentration drops, man, it makes the quarterback hesitate whether he wants to throw the football again. That is a big missed opportunity.
The give and tick, 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 tick. Oh, no, the ball popped out. This could change things. Man with a hallelujah land. Touchdown, Tigers.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense. Not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Lets it fly. Makes a grab deep. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Might be looking to run. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Well, this situation in the game, trailing with not a lot of time left, I understand going to the sideline to try and save clock, but you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. Don't be afraid to use those. You can attack the middle of the field, use the timeouts to save the clock that way.
And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
And you just got to know the situation of the game, obviously. After that incompletion, now setting up 3rd down, you still got timeouts. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all out there for you. There's no need to panic. Because of those timeouts, you still have an eternity to get back in this game.
The screen, and watch out. He'll be brought down at the 41-yard line, not close to the line to gain, and it's 4th down.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on down.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation, put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
First play of the drive comes from the 41. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The Tigers racing to the line in a hurry-up. They'll run it from the gun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And they needed an inch, and they didn't get it. This defense gives up nothing, and you'll like it. This is hardly a surprise after converting their first 2 4th-down attempts. They'll try it again. Going for the marker on the ground. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. They're just about to put this W in the books, guys. Comes against a ranked opponent, a team that most of us expected them to beat, and they were able to come through.
Yeah, but you're going to get challenged early in the season. It's fun to play other ranked teams and kind of see what you have. And this team kind of proven, like, listen, they're worth the ranking. They're probably going to continue to climb up the charts, handling their business early in the season against a pretty dang good team.
And I think at the end of the year, when the committee's meeting together and they're deciding which teams are going to reach the playoff,